Folks, we all know that there's some crazy stuff happening out there, eh? I mean, we've got government agents coming up to us, telling us that we're all equal. They make demands upon us that we know we could never make upon them. Where's the equality?
Talking about profit here. There's money involved, which makes it a whole new ballgame. Changes the motivation for giving out tickets. Changes the motivation for making arrests, and it changes the rules entirely, which is why I'm revealing this information to the people who wish to find it. Whenever there are criminal charges always come by statute. Every time the legislature passes a criminal ordinance or statute, the purpose of passing that is to raise revenue for the government. Now, the revenue that they're raising is not the fines that the courts will collect. No. The fines in the court are kind of like taxes. Taxes don't run the government, and the government doesn't run off the fines either. Who do the taxes and the fines go to? The investors. So who the hell are the investors? Whoever it was that bid and paid the government for the right to collect and use all the fines and taxes, based on the violation of the statute. Well, then how does the government operate? They pass a statute that says you shall not speed. And then, when they pass that statute, they've got a bunch of number crunchers in the background, saying, well, if we put the speed limit at 30 in the towns, and say 60 in the country and then 70 on the motorways, how many miscreants do you think we might have every year? And how much money or revenue is that going to generate? Well, we think it might generate about 3 billion a year or 5 billion a year or whatever it is. And so they pass this statute and the government says, okay, we've got this statute. How many of you guys would like to give us a quotation? What would you purchase the income stream of this statute for? How much will you pay us to collect the revenue from these statutes and hand that money over to you as a return on your investment? And these banks bid up and they say, well, we'll give you 5 billion or 6 billion. And they pay the government up front. That's what runs the government. So let me make that perfectly clear. What is collected from the court fines is the revenue which pays back the interest on the principal to the private banking investors who bankrolled the government up front. And which entity is creating the statutes? Oh look, the House of Commons trading as the Members of Parliament on Dun and Bradstreet. Starting to see the big picture now, are we? So as soon as you violate the statute, and a traffic ticket goes out, the traffic ticket is the equivalent of a criminal complaint, which is a negotiable instrument, or a money order. When the ticket is written and ends up with a clerk of the court, the clerk bundles these up, and they get shipped around, appraised, and money is put in the accounts of the local courts, wherever it may be, and securities go out in the background, and somebody has purchased the right to the revenue stream. Yeah, that's all very well, I hear you say. But what does it actually mean? Well, it means they're all private corporate entities. All of them. The courts, the police, the Houses of Parliament, the councils, all of it. All corporations. And corporations have shareholders who expect a dividend. They are the motivation for the creation of statutes that generate fines as revenue. It also means that where statutory legislation is concerned, if you're standing in front of a judge or a police officer, you're dealing with an employee of a private corporation. You wouldn't let a McDonald's employee search your bag, would you? But I show these emails to prove to people that there are good cops out there. There are good police officers out there who are completely and utterly disillusioned by the job and how the job has changed. And I want to make it perfectly clear, I am not anti-police. We need the police. Because unfortunately there are those people out there who do not have the rest of society's best interests at heart. There are burglars out there, there are thieves and rapists, and they need to be dealt with. We need men and women who are out there selflessly protecting the public. You may well be out there dealing with us in the real world, dealing with the bad guys, trying to make a difference, but the bottom line is you are there to generate revenue for a for-profit organization. So how can I confidently assert that police officers are employees of private corporations doing business on the international markets? Well, to find that information I would go to somewhere like Dun & Bradstreet. Dun & Bradstreet touts itself as the world's leading source of commercial information and insight on businesses, enabling companies to decide with confidence for 167 years. Dun & Bradstreet's global commercial database contains more than 130 million business records, providing our customers with quality business information. This quality information is the foundation of our global solutions that customers rely on to make critical business decisions. Hello. What's going on here then? City of London Police. Trading as City of London Police. What is the overall condition of this business? Well above average. There will be a report like this for every police force in the Western world, and you'll find it on Dun & Bradstreet if you look hard enough. In some cases it'll cost you an arm and a leg to get these reports, but they're well worth having. And in some cases there'll be information missing with regards to profits or the directors. But here you can see the directors proprietors of City of London Police are Bernard Harty and William Taylor. They're executives of a company making money, doing business on the international market. And if any of you are in any doubt as to the Bank of England's status as a private entity, here you can see she's trading as the Old Lady of Threadneedle Street. When did this business start? 1694. There are your directors and proprietors. And here's a favourite of mine, Her Majesty's Revenue and Customs, trading on Dun & Bradstreet as a for-profit organisation. Now you can see there's lots of information missing there, but they're definitely registered. And commercial piracy is alive and well. Oh, and here's Experian, another favourite of mine. Both Experian and Equifax trading on Dun & Bradstreet, gathering your data and selling it to the banks for profit. What authority do these companies have to take that information from you when they have a county court judgment against them? What about our local councils? Surely they're government-owned, aren't they? They can't be private businesses. Well, at least we know the courts couldn't possibly be private businesses making money on the international market. Oh, well that can't be good. Nelson County Court, operating as a for-profit business on the international markets. Oh, and here's one of the daddies of them all, the Ministry of Justice, trading as Asylum Immigration Tribunal, Magistrates Courts, the Public Trustee Office. And here's what's very interesting. Are there any significant legal proceedings events against this business? A county court judgment was registered against this business on the 8th of May 2008. Now I ask you, as a man on the land, would you do business with a corporation that has a black mark against its name like that?